Before Mass begins, you should line up in the front sacristy, the one behind the pews. If there is a Thurifer, they have separate training. You do not need to overly concern yourself with what they are doing. Lining up should be as follows: the cross-bearer in the front and in the center of the aisle, then the two bearers of the candles from the altar side by side, then the bearers of the two processional candles also side by side. If there are 2 or 4 people serving the Mass, there will only be one person on a processional candle, at which point they would be walking in the center, aligning themselves behind the cross-bearer. Note that the pairs of people lining up are wearing the same vestments and are of similar heights. While this is not essential, you should try to stick to it as much as possible to make it look nice. Servers not carrying anything during the procession should line up behind the candle bearers. While this is also double file with pairs of people wearing the same vestments and similar heights. If there is an even number of people, the person without a pair walks in the center of the aisle, aligning behind the cross-bearer. You may also opt to do this if the person you are paired with is wearing a different vestment than you, at which point the two should walk single file, aligning yourselves behind the cross-bearer. People not carrying anything should have their hands together like they are praying. Father will ring a bell signifying the start of Mass, and the congregation will stand. The music will start to play. If you are the cross-bearer, wait until the musicians begin singing before you start walking. Everyone else follows behind the cross-bearer, keeping the distance of about 1 pew. The speed should be moderately slow here, about the same speed as the music. When the cross-bearer reaches the end of the pews, they go right up to the altar and bow their head. Then they turn to the right and walk around the altar and go up to place the cross on the stand. Those behind the cross-bearer wait at the end of the pews until the cross-bearer turns before going up, while the people behind them wait again at the end of the pews. This process continues for everyone. The people carrying something like the cross or candles need to only bow their heads, while those who simply have their hands together should bow at the waist. Everyone turns right before bowing, with the exception of the people bearing the candles from the altar. In this case, the one on the left should turn left so they can go around the altar the other way to place the candle where it needs to go. Note that everyone, with the exception of the cross and altar candle bearers, should not step onto the altar until they've gone all the way around to the end of the carpeted floor and then around the pillar before standing in front of their seat. Let's see a full procession in action.